out to me, said make a theme song for my show. Said alright, just give me all the details, man. And my homie says he don't know. Well, if you're gonna pay me big bucks, cause I might should have something to say. He said, you know what I bring, I'm the customizing king, nothing else matters anyway. So is he gonna have guests? I don't know. Is he gonna go live? I don't know. What time will it be? What will you see? I'm pretty much in the dark, but I can guarantee
He'll be customizing action figures, getting paint all on his fingers.
it's Art by Ackerman. It's Art by Ackerman.
Tips and tricks and conversation, sharing his gift with every nation.
It's Art by Ackerman. Art by Ackerman. You best get ready, cause now it's time for Art by Ackerman.
All right, welcome back to another Customizing Studio. I am here with Jay, but I don't think Jay can hear me. Jay, can you hear me? No, he cannot. I can hear Jay. I can hear him moving around, but apparently he can't hear me. So well,
I can't.
well-
I cannot hear you.
I realize that.
Uh,
Let's see. We do have a couple folks out there in the chat. We got Freaks Figures out there, as well as Pharaoh's Forge, which is Chris Ferrone. So welcome, guys. And yeah, he's got no sound. He'll be right back. All right. So while he does that, let's go ahead and begin myself. Show you a couple of things I'm going to be working on today. So I have, let me pull this picture up real quick. Not too long ago, plastic_RG posted this set of customs with a Joker, a Lawrence, and a Bob from the 89 Batman film. I absolutely love it. And so I want to do something similar to that. So I ended up picking up a Bob head, picked up a Lawrence head, and then picked up a boombox. And then the rest of the outfits for those guys are from the McCready thing. So that's where the jackets come from. The pants will work for the Lawrence, and then the pants for Bob is from the Invisible Man from NECA. So I've got all the parts that I need. I'm gonna start working on these. But before I do, wanted to, well, if it looks like Jay is back. Jay, can you hear me now?
I can.
All right.
Can you
So before I get started on these, I had also picked up some other heads while I was shopping. So these are a couple Brainiac heads. And then here is a Green Arrow. But I need to do some work on these prints. So I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about that real quick. So a couple things that I need to do. One, like if you look at the bottom of this boom box, you can see it's like a little rough and stuff. So I'm going to sand this, clean this up a little bit. So I've got my standing sticks, which you can get on Amazon pretty cheap. I want to say you can get like 4 sets of them for like $16 or something. And these things are super clutch. They come in really handy. But in addition to that, some of these prints, and a lot, you won't deal with this with a lot of like the big 3D printers, like in our realm, like, you know, you don't typically see it from like, let's say Borderland Horde or Wolf King Customs or Planetary Dog. But sometimes when you get something from eBay, you'll get some like uncured resin. So like this one here, try to get some light on this. Inside of it, there is some, you see some shininess, some uncured resin in there. So now we've got Chris in the chat, so he can let me know if I'm doing anything wrong here. But typically what I've been told is first get some alcohol and clean it up a bit. And then go, and if you've got a UV light, you can use a UV light. I don't have one, so I would just normally put it out in the sun and let that finish curing. Because if you leave it like that, you know, it's gonna cause you problems when you try to paint over it. It also can get on you. It can, like, cause problems down the road. So you want to make sure that you get that taken care of beforehand. So it's got some in there. This Lawrence has a little bit kind of behind his ear here. So same kind of thing. I'm going to clean that with some alcohol and then put that outside in the sun, and let that finish curing. So there's some spots on here I'm going to sand, some spots I'm going to try to take care of as far as the resin, and then kind of go from there. I also picked up this Joker head. McFarlane just put out a new Joker, but it's not a very good Jack Nicholson likeness. Plus, I want the look from the art museum, the art gallery, where he's got the beret on and stuff. So I picked this one up. I was looking for one that was unpainted, but I couldn't find one, so I picked this one up. But I'm probably going to repaint that. Not probably. I am going to repaint this. I think the skin tone is a little bit too light. I want to do a little bit better job on the eyes. No offense to whoever I got this from, but yeah. So I'm going to end up repainting this. But there's also like some spots down here where the supports were that didn't fully get sanded down before they painted it. So I'm going to do some sanding on that as well. So just kind of doing some prep work on some parts today. And that's, we'll see where I go from there. So I don't know if Chris is still out there. I didn't see anything from him. So either I said the right thing as far as that, or he left. So
I think you said the right thing. That's what I do.
okay.
I thought you
Let me embiggen you, Jay, and we'll see what you got going on.
So I have a bunch of different things, which I guess is normal. So I'm working on one custom with this kind of like pink that I've been doing recently.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to dry brush. So this is one that's actually finished. That's going to be an arm cannon. And then I have to dry. So this is dry brushing.
Can you push it closer to the figure? There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So
perfect.
this is actually like glossed. It looks, you can see. But so this is dry brush, and I want to go in and fill in where I want it to be black. And over the black it's going to be purple, and over the pink it'll be pink when I airbrush it. And then I have other parts that I haven't dry brushed at all. So I'm going to do that. And then I have just some bones. I'm going to this will be scaphoid to match a figure that I'm in the middle of. And then I have these that I'm going to go over with some, what's it called? The Tamiya. So this is this cool paint that it's not easy to see here, but it's actually, it looks like sparkles, essentially. So when you put Tamiya over it, it kind of has like a lowrider kind of color. And I'm going to mess around with some blending on this chest plug, which is going to go into this custom that I am working on. That is a destroyed Sentinel.
Nice.
So that is, and I want to probably not use this torso and instead use this one, and then go in and get some like silver and pink around here. I don't know if I'm going to work on that today, but there's like white on this crap. Well, maybe not now. So just a bunch of different things. I got this head gotta paint the flesh on. That's also done in this pink. That's good placement, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting. And then, so that's going to go on this figure, which is, it's not down all the way because I have tack in there, and some other things around here I'm going to work on, I imagine. Oh, this is a really cool head. Last thing I'll show.
Okay.
This is the, it's stuck. So this is the head that is going to go on the that pink figure that I'm also going to work on. So this is like a bonkers looking, it's like a happy mech alien kind of, I guess. I'm not sure, but it's freaking great. So
yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Awesome. We had JMac77 jumped in, said afternoon, guys. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon,
And
sir.
then Meg says, hey, just popping in to say a quick hi. Have a great afternoon painting creative people. Yeah, you're gonna have to join us sometime, Meg. I know, you join the mod squad from time to time, but kind of feeling a little left out here in the studio. Just saying. So hang out with us. It's fun. We have
Yeah.
fun. We're painting. We got a good time. So
Wasn't Carlos supposed to join today?
he said he was gonna maybe start joining and doing some he was gonna do some sculpting while we were gone,
Oh,
but
right. That's cool.
yeah, I'm not sure when, but yeah. And then Zaymont Rogue jumps in, says greetings and salvations all. Yes, back to you. Oh, he says he's getting his paint set up, so I guess he's gonna be painting. So cool. Well, we'll see you when you're able to get on. So I'm gonna start with this boom box. I've got some spots to sand on like these heads and stuff. For these heads, I wouldn't go down to the lowest grit because it's gonna end up taking too much off. So I would probably start with like, I don't know, maybe like a 600 grit. But for the bottom of this boom box, there's not like any intricate details that I'm worried about. So I'm gonna start with this 80 grit and kind of get a good sanding, get it nice and flat, and then I'll bring it back up to a smoother surface. So just FYI.
So,
And he says Carlos says he is here for painting. So
oh, cool. So I missed this because I had no sound, but where did you get the boombox from? Because it looked really cool.
all of these came from the same person. I just looked up 89 Batman Bob, and then from
Oh.
that guy, I can't remember the name of the place, but he had a Bob, a Lawrence, and the boombox. So
Oh, nice. Cool.
and Zaymont comes in and says salivations like drool. But that's not what he said at first. At first, he said salvations. So he corrected himself. So he says, damn, autocorrect hates him. So
That happens to me all the time.
at first, I thought I messed it up. And then I looked back and I'm like, no, I didn't. It was autocorrect. So, but
I thought it was just a pun.
well, it's a pun either way.
It is, right. I
yeah.
know. I said that out loud, and then I wanted to correct myself.
I thought that the pun was the salvations, but yeah,
Yeah, right.
salivations is pun as well because obviously normally you would hear salutations. Yeah.
Right. I'll be right back. I need to find my yellow. My yellow is not here. Other side of the basement.
Alrighty. That feels pretty smooth. Check the top. The top seems smooth. Side seems pretty good. I think the back, yeah, the back has some roughness. So get that a little bit.
I do not know how long. I don't know if I'm going to stay until the end today because I was just on New to Mythics, and Greg's a psycho and starts at 9.
Was he
But-
on today?
Yeah, I was on.
Oh, okay.
It might still be going. I had to hop off. It's also
I thought
Sophie's-
I thought he was down at Toylanta.
Oh no, I guess not.
Gotcha.
Well, I assume not. Yeah, he had a bunch of customizers on.
Oh, cool.
including myself. Yeah, and it's also Sophie's birthday, but she's off with her friends, being 14 and whatever cool 14-year-old girls do. So I'm not going to see her until later.
I can see that. As far as I know, what cool 14-year-old girls do is make up bios for Legion's characters. So
That is what they do.
that's what I've heard.
Oh, she's got a new one. Got a new one coming. I guess on Tuesday.
Oh, very cool.
I have a backlog. Like I just kind of when we film stuff, there's stuff that I love so much that I have to kind of post it all at once, and then I there's a backlog, and I always kind of I'll forget that I have these good ones that I still have to go back. So I've got a Kern Ray. I'm gonna post, I guess, on Tuesday, maybe. I forget.
Mhm.
That was when it's scheduled for. And then I've still got she's got a really great koi one that I gotta post.
Oh, Freak says that the New to Mythics ended just before 1. So I guess just before we went live.
Yeah, I hopped off so I could actually call her because she was definitely not awake when I went on, and then I totally forgot to contact her. And in the middle of the show, I was like, "It's my daughter's birthday today." Oh shit! I didn't actually call her or text her to say happy birthday yet.
Nice.
So, but she's hanging out with her friends. She doesn't care.
Cool and stuff. Yeah, I
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
started doing some shorts for the channel a while back because Alan was telling me about
Yeah.
that what is it, Opus clips or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I do, like you were talking about, like a backlog and stuff, I will just upload all of it to private and then schedule
Yes.
it so I'll schedule one this morning, one this afternoon, and then tomorrow one in the morning, so I'll have stuff, for like the next week in there.
I was doing that when I was being diligent about posting things on YouTube. I haven't posted anything in a long time. But on Instagram, I'll schedule stuff in advance too. And I did not mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't know that you could schedule stuff on Instagram, so that's interesting.
You can, yeah. I don't know if you need like a professional. I think you might need like your account to be professional, but that's free. And then I schedule stuff in advance, but with her videos, I have to edit them. And I use whatever editing. I don't know. I don't remember the name of the app I use.
You have to edit it because she's got your mouth. Is that's what's going on?
Oh no, I edit it because they're just very long, and like I don't want to. If you post like a video that's like over a minute, it gets killed by the algorithm. But also, like, there's just a lot of her. I mean, it's like any video when you're kind of thinking of things on top of your head. There's a lot of like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but you have these breaks, and then also like. There's parts that are just like really, really hilarious, and there are parts that are funny, but I think like just trying to cut, I don't want to, it sounds like I'm insulting her ideas, but there's a lot of meandering. So I just kind of cut to the best parts.
Yeah,
but it's time consuming. So
that Opus clips that I use, it puts captions on the little clips that it gets. And when the captions start running, I realize how many uhs and ums I've got in there. I'm like, shit. Then I'll go to take one out, and it's like if you go to change a word in there, it asks you if you want to change any of the other words that are identical. So like I'll go to like remove one and it'll be like, do you want to do this to the other 5? Like, fuck, it's only a 30-second clip.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things when I post something, especially when I do a longer video, I try to, because it's like when I film, I'm just kind of like, it's off the top of my head. And there's a lot of me being like, or like I'll screw up and then just start the same thing again. So I'll wind up with like an hour and then have to edit it down to like a half an hour just because it's me starting over and over again because I say something and I whatever. So it's just the amount of time it takes to edit things. Once I get started doing something like that, it doesn't end.
Yeah, a lot of times I just leave it and I just make a mental note like, hey, next time try not to have so many of those. So
you don't do it nearly as much as I do. I don't think. Like,
I don't know, man. It's when I'm looking at those clips, I'm like, my goodness.
Yeah, I get it. I take like, I don't know. There's a lot of it. I think Sophie also had told me, and I don't know if she's really right or what she knows about it, to cut as much out for some reason, because the algorithm or something, or people turn it off, but it's probably not right. But once I got started editing it, I mean, they're just long. Like if I post a video that's an hour and so much of it can be, I mean, a lot of the hour, like I said, is me starting over, but um if I post a video and I can take out 15 minutes, that's just me saying or like moving things around and whatever. It just
Oh yeah,
it
well, like
seems
when
like it's
I'm
more
doing those
watchable.
exploded reviews, I might have 6 hours of footage in order to get it down to, you know, I usually try to get it down to less than an hour, but sometimes it's even still over an hour, but it's like it
Well,
started out as like 6, 7 hours.
there's a lot,
So
there's a lot to do with those videos too. So I mean, I don't notice when I watch your videos, and when you do stuff that's not the exploded reviews,
mm,
it's crazy that you don't do a lot of editing,
yeah,
right?
the
Like you just kind of go through it.
on the
And it's easier.
exploded ones, I do a lot of editing, but like Travel Toy and I mean obviously the lives I don't do editing,
Well, yeah,
um
but like
but yeah,
the instructional
the
videos, you don't
exploded
have a lot of
reviews,
editing.
like I'll talk about an arm and then I'll go to put it back, and when I go to put it back, like I'll knock like something else over or move something out of place. So then I've got to adjust everything and like take 30 seconds to get everything back the way it was. And so like each time that happens, I gotta edit all that shit out.
See,
So
that's the stuff that I keep because I think it's funny when I knock things over. But I part of the shtick of the channel is to be unprofessional in the sense that like I find it to be more amusing. I think I would personally as a member of an audience watching something like that enjoy all of the falling and the chaos. So that's like part of the shtick. It's a
yeah, you
little bit of
definitely
like
have a
a
chaotic nature to yours that's very endearing.
thank you.
So
I mean, it is stuff that is literally falling. I don't. It's none of it's exaggerated, but once it
yeah.
falls, it's usually it's also kind of comedic. Like I drop things at the worst time, you know. So as long as nothing breaks, you know. And also, I don't have any water here, so I'm gonna go grab a cup of
Alrighty.
water.
Well, while I'm doing this, if there's any uh printers out there right now watching this or watching on replay, for any of you that actually clean up your supports and everything before you send it out to people, good job, because yeah, that sucks. It
Yeah.
sucks.
The amount of time it takes. I don't know if you ever gotten something that really is not cleaned up at all. Like I'll get something if like a friend sends me some stuff and it's like
Mhm.
something big and it's kind of like I'm gonna throw this in for you, kind of almost like just enjoy painting it. I printed it for fun. They won't clean
Mhm.
parts of it off. And that shit is I can't believe how much work it can take. I mean, I got this like big like spaceship that my friend printed and gave it to me as a gift, and it was Jason Demon 3D had sculpted it, and it's
Right.
enormous. And he didn't do any of he didn't clean any of the supports off, which is fair. You know, it was amazing that he printed it and gave it to me, but he didn't feel like
Right.
he just wanted to see what it looked like. And I had to do all of the supports myself, and man, that took me like an hour and a half.
Yeah. There can be some pretty significant prep work for sure.
Yeah.
So
I mean, as long as everybody's putting the supports for their head sculpts on the bottom and not the top.
I appreciate when printers will take the time to clean their stuff and the supports and everything. But more than anything, I just appreciate it when they like know what they're doing as far as the sculpting and printing, to where they don't leave gaps inside of the sculpt to where later on it explodes.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm not gonna call anybody out here, but there's one pretty notable 3D printer in our community that I've had, I want to say like 5 different sculpts from them that just over time they will explode and just pour liquid resin everywhere. And it's like,
That
really, dude, like you don't know, you can't just leave trapped spaces in here like that.
I have never heard of that happening.
Oh my gosh.
There's some people who I've gotten things in almost like a torso, for instance. Every single torso has cracked.
Mhm.
I've not enjoyed that.
Well, and
Especially
it's not like when I say I've got like 5 from him. Oh, here comes Carlo. Hey, Carlo.
Hey guys, how you doing? Hey
Hey,
what's
Jerry,
going
hey
on.
Curtis.
when I say I got 5 of them like that, it's not like I bought one, it exploded, and then I bought from them again. Like I bought a bunch of parts from them, and I just didn't get them painted, and then just over time, it was like one exploded, then another one, then another one, and
I didn't know that could even happen.
yeah, it's not fun because like especially if you like for me, I'll have a lot of my unprinted parts on a head rack, like a the spool holder thing, and
Mhm.
like when it explodes and then like resin pours all over the other head sculpts on that rack, it's like, dude, this really sucks ass.
That's crazy. That does suck.
Yeah.
That's like it's one thing to get a head that you spend money on and it doesn't work and you kind of like lose the money you spent on or the whatever part it is and you lose the money. But like if somebody makes a mess and you're like you also have to clean it and it can fuck up other shit, that's messed up.
Yeah.
You guys able to hear me?
Oh yeah, we can hear you. Can you
Yeah.
hear us?
Yeah, there was real staticky for a second there. I had to take it back off the phone holder.
Oh, gotcha.
Good.
That's just my
Yeah,
voice.
Curtis. How many heads have you had that have exploded?
I've had 5 and they've all been from the same company.
Okay.
So it's not you guys. Just FYI.
Well, I mean, the only things that we've ever had, we've been actually really trying the whole time to not have them explode because when we first started printing, um, Tristan had this college. I got my printer when he was in college, and
Mhm.
all his things that I printed up when I first started printing exploded on a shelf afterwards, and we're like, oh, I didn't know it could do that, you know. So like, there's a bunch of steps you have to go through to make sure you don't have any gaps, and it could be, you
Right.
know, like a hair gap, you know, like smaller than a millimeter, like 0.5 millimeters, and so there's certain certain ways you can check your mesh, but Tristan's actually really good at finding them. When I think the head's good, I pass it off to Tristan, and then he says, "Nope, this ain't good enough." I'm like, "I checked that thing for an hour. What do you mean?" And he flips the normals. So like, yeah, just yeah, he finds them, and I'm like, "Okay, well that's good." But the only thing we've ever had leak were I don't know if you remember them. They were like wings we did when we first started printing. That we did them out of rubber. We were one of the first guys to use that rubber stuff. And in
Mhm.
between his feathers were a bunch of pockets. And
Ah,
that nasty rubber resin never stopped smelling. So currently we have what's that?
It doesn't stop smelling.
No, no. I mean, actually, like once you clear it, and if you put a coat of paint, you won't smell it in the room. But if you put it in a box, yeah, you'll open that box and smell it right away. That's the
Yeah.
F69
Yeah, I know that
stuff.
became popular. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. I interrupt a lot, so I'm sorry in advance if I do that. I
no,
really
you're
work on
fine.
not. I really work on not interrupting people, but
We're just all working on stuff, so it doesn't matter.
so I'm trying to do this head right here that Tristan did. Well, I
Oh
think he
yeah,
did this like 2 years ago.
let me begin you. There you go.
Yeah, so he made this with removable teeth, so you can paint the inside and then get the good uh insides of this as well. This is like one of your exploded teeth that you pull out, Curtis.
Yeah, yeah.
So- and it just kind of pressure fits. He's got a little thing here. We haven't done too much of that, but for a while there, he was trying to like do, I think, over engineer some of our stuff.
Hmm.
And so, but yeah, I'm gonna try to match it to the Thraxian Scout. So it's a nice, easy green paint job.
I love stuff like that. There are, I know I have a friend who will get sculpts from because he doesn't really do sculpting, but he'll kind of like go in and take stuff out. So it's possible to like he'll just like take a hat off or something. But I love when things are separated like that. It makes things so much easier to paint. And like,
Yeah,
I think that there are a lot of people who do like a really challenging sculpt and, to practice painting or, whatever it is. And that's wonderful for them. That sounded much more sarcastic than I intended it to. I'm sorry. But I personally, that's not, I don't enjoy that. I would like it to kind of look good and be simple. So I also think it's cool, like engineering like that is interesting.
Yeah, he's been since he started doing a little bit of professional work here and there. He's really like pushing himself rather than just do a basic sculpt and like we used to. But we're actually trying to do a statue for statue con that the
Oh, that's
Larson did
cool.
a few years back. So we're trying to get
Yeah.
a statue together for that, and that's a lot of engineering because you gotta hide um joints. You see what you print together as one full thing, and then what you can get away with as individual little pieces, so you don't have to airbrush and mask as much on those bigger things. There's a lot of that I'll be doing with just an airbrush. And it's a bigger
That's
Really
it's a
cool.
bigger scale. It's a bigger scale in general. So you might have me soloed still, Curtis. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, I did. I do.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. I'm fine.
Let's see. I thought we had another comment, but no, that's still from Freaks from earlier.
Yeah. So Curtis, when I asked you if I could come on to the studio, when I said I was talking to Tanya about it, that was I misspoke for a second there. But I wanted to do this one as well, but I was talking about the Saturday cut
Oh, okay.
mod squad thing. But when I said customizing studio, I mean I've been on this once or twice before, but it always conflicts with my Sunday schedule. So
Yeah, we so the chat that we're in that I put that link in,
yeah,
a lot of times we'll share it for both the link for Mod Squad on Saturday as well as the customizing studio on Sunday. So if you're ever able to join, great. If you can't, that it's no worries. So
I just dropped this straight into the green paint, so now I got the green paint all over it. So
been there.
at least
you
it's
do
the
that
color
last
I'm
week,
on
Curtis?
right now. Yeah. What was that, Jay?
Oh, I think Curtis did that last week on the show,
Oh yeah.
I think so,
or
yeah.
a week or
Well,
whatever it was, a week prior.
did I drop it in it? Oh yeah, because I had to clean it up. Last
Yeah.
week or 2 weeks ago, I had the one where I had just finished painting it and I was painting another head in gold and I accidentally swiped gold across the face of it, but I ended up
Oh.
liking the way that it came out. So I just left it. It was like a little war stripe or something.
Yeah. Happy accident.
Yep.
It's cool.
Ended up bringing it to MesquiCon. Nobody bought it though, but that's all right. It's not a huge customizing convention. So
Yeah.
Did you sell a lot of heads? You said it was the first time just selling heads, right? Your first time just really selling heads?
I hadn't sold painted heads in a couple of years. I sold a few, not a ton. So we do well with capes there, but other than that, like
Did you have the capes this year?
yeah, we had
Did I miss
four.
them?
We
I
had
was
four
looking at your
capes there.
heads. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but it was a challenge because like normally we just make it for MesquiCon and Legions Con, but this year she's got to also make them for CarverCon. So
Well, that's the
Right.
most important one because I'm going to be at that one. I'm not going to be at. I wasn't at
well, there you
MuskyCon.
go.
I'm not
We
really.
will have
positive.
stuff there. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, that's what she said, right? The most colorful ones will be ready for them. So
She's
excellent.
She's already
timing.
been back to work. Basically as soon as MesquiCon was over, she was already back to it. So
Awesome. I mean, awesome if that's fun for her. I don't know.
I think she enjoys it as long as she doesn't. Sometimes she gets stressed out where she'll go, did I do enough? It's like, this is all like just extra. Like, whatever you do is fine. So
I mean, her keeps are awesome. I love the one that I have so much.
I mean, I might be a little partial, but yeah,
Yeah, of
I
course.
I really like them, especially the wire that she uses. I think it's a lot stiffer than a lot of the other wires that I see, and just holds a pose a lot better. So
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
the one. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was saying they're great. Jenny stopped doing capes for me, so I'm solely using Darla capes right now.
The one that she did with like that floral tie dye that I got is awesome. Nobody really does anything like that. And it's actually kind of funny. I don't know if I've ever told this story, but actually I did because I did tell the story actually I'm going to be on, oh, it's with Greg, like whatever. The first thing that the first conversation I ever had with Trevor, like I it may have been the first thing he said to me was to get that cape because it would look good with my customs.
Mm.
And I had never spoken to him before, and it was funny because I'd already bought it. And it was the
It,
first.
that
It was just interesting to have somebody be like, "I can see this thing somebody made already was something that you made." Not talking about me, but just as a reflection of the creativity of the community,
mhm.
was cool. Like that people, things match up and people think about these things. I just was kind of impressed by the fact that that's where we are as a community.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she ended up getting that fabric, that like tie-dye looking fabric, and she's like, I don't know if anybody will want to buy this, but I just think it's cool and I wanted to see it. And I'm sure somebody will want it. I don't know who, but
So the second I
somebody
saw it,
somebody will find something for it.
when I came back, that was like the first thing I started doing with the story is actually when I came back, I realized that I bought that and a bunch of other stuff to make female figures, and I had not bought a single female figure at the convention and had none. So I
Mm.
came back from Legion's Con and immediately had to go to the website and buy like 3 figures, which was dumb. But once I got them, that was the first custom I made because it was cool to build something around like something that was already, somebody else's colors, I guess is the best way I could put it. I don't know.
Yeah, like
It's a fun custom to
inspiration
make.
kind of color scheme.
Yeah, and taking it from somebody else, I thought that was neat, different.
Sure.
How do I want to do this?
Let's see. Zaymot says, question for Carlo. I'm only a couple weeks into Mythics and never purchased any 3D parts. Do your heads pop on the peg or do they require putty?
So we've been making them recently to require the putty. What happens is everybody uses different resin, and the one I'm painting right here right now is the anti-impact, which is the most resilient resin, but it's also one of the most expensive. So even with this stuff, you have to heat it up to get the ball to spread enough. If I made it a pop fit, and there's a lot of shrinkage that goes on, and it's uneven shrinkage. So the best ones that would actually pop fit, Curtis, were those ones that I picked back up off you at MuskyCon, which is that 69 resin. And
Gotcha.
these ones did pop on because they're rubbery, right?
Mhm.
But they smell, like Jay said. So we stopped using them because it is a nightmare to print with and to clean up, and then they smell. So this white stuff for us works a lot better. We can do a pop fit, but it is still just easier for everybody and pretty much the standard at this point.
Yeah, I
To
think
just
pop fit is really overrated in my opinion. Like
yeah,
the Blue Tack works like pretty easily. You can get a good range of motion on it. Like resin, it's either going to be too tight or too loose or, or too expensive because you're going to have to buy the resin that allows you to do it. But that being said, my buddy Alan showed me a method, and I actually have a video of it on my channel of using hot glue and Vaseline to create a pop
Yeah.
fit.
mhm.
And that's a way to do it that is easy and cheap, and you don't have to worry about like, breaking the head or anything. So,
Is that he
um,
showed you that before you did the torso?
yeah, yeah. So, you just, whatever the peg is that's going into the part, you just kind of coat in Vaseline, and then you put hot glue in the opening that you're plugging it into, and you just plug it in, kind of let it cool, and then move it around a little bit, and at that point, yeah, you can just pop it out, pop it back in, and it works perfectly. So if you really feel like you need a pop fit, that's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, you can also do that with like a cling wrap around the ball of your Legion's head, and then use the hot glue. I think we've tried that before and got
Oh
a
yeah, that's right.
decent
Gotcha.
pop to it. But yeah, the easier, and especially like you said with that resin, a lot of people try to do it with resin that won't last. So
Mhm.
like it'll just break.
I
Yeah,
know
that's why I don't like the torsos a lot that they do, because it's just, it tends to be like too tight to where it chips pieces off, or it's too loose and it's just floppy.
Yeah.
I hate 3D printed torsos.
we've done a few, and you can get away with that better if you make it looser and then just the blue tack, put a little bit of blue tack in there. It seems to hold
Mhm.
them pretty good. But we had one torso that was a pop fit at Legion's Con and Legion's shop, well, back in the day, and then it worked, but like Jeremy told us, he said, this is the only pop fit torso that that I haven't hated, basically, but still, like we haven't done a lot of
That
torsos.
couldn't have been cheap.
And that resin was a concoction. Yeah, we've been mixing resins since the beginning. We've been like, again, with this stuff, and also, I don't know if you've seen the uh, Saba's post, or some people are starting to make fully printable toys.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they got this well, this white stuff is basically the same stuff. So we've actually done some prototypes out of this white stuff, but they got ball jointed doll resin now, which will allow for no rub, and it won't, the powder the joints or anything like that. But yeah, certain resins for certain things. So,
Well, I hope that Saba checks for gaps within the prints. I'll just say that.
yeah, it's hard. It really does take. It takes a long time to find them sometimes, but
I think the two, like, there's two different art forms. Like the sculpting is one art form and the printing really is another. And
Sure.
it's finding somebody that's good at both is not the easiest thing. So
no.
There are a lot of places I can think of that I've had no problem with, like sizing on torsos. Borderlands torsos always fit. The torsos I have from Wolf King have always fit without any adjustment.
like a pop
This
fit, or you didn't like put any tack or glue or
you
anything
didn't
like
put. I
that?
just heat it up and put it right on.
Really? Hmm.
Yeah, and
Yeah, the heating it up part is the key. The other situation though is some resins, when you heat it up, it degrades the quality of the resin, so then it'll be
Oh,
more
really?
brittle. Yeah, so if you do it once,
Huh.
it's okay. You do it like 2 or 3 times, you'll start, you know, it'll start cracking and splitting. So
Interesting.
yeah, it's a whole,
I
like you said, a whole art form.
I have had luck with the 2.0 ones because it doesn't. I don't think it's as tight of a fit as the 1.0 with that big ball. Like you can get a 2.0 printed torso to work pretty well, I think, but the 1.0s I don't know that I've ever had one that worked the way that I would want it to.
Mhm.
The there's one from Wolf King that I've used two of. That is like one of the cosmic torsos that they did that worked really
Mhm.
really well. Everything I've had three from Borderland that have been great.
Mhm.
Um, the three torsos I've had from Planetary Dog Toys are fit perfectly, and then some of them have been floppy. And the problem for me with the 2.0 torsos is that it's the way that the belts don't rise up very high. So like oftentimes, like, because the belt doesn't rise up as high, you have like this part is visible. It's hard for me to
Mhm.
demonstrate here, but that's been an issue that I've had. I don't know. That's just me.
I can see that.
I like 3D printed torsos if they work okay, because it's just some diversity to, what you're making.
Now
Well,
we were talking earlier, Carlo, about like I've got a couple of these prints that are still have some uncured resin. They're a little wet.
yeah.
And I've always been told like clean it with alcohol and put it outside in the sun. Is that like what you find to be the best, or is there any other tricks that you have for that?
Well, I mean, we have the curing station, which is just a UV lights.
Okay.
Um, but for what you're doing, yeah, you set it outside. As far as the IPA goes, you want to make sure you're using like 90%.
Okay.
If you're only using like the 60s or the 50s, that might not get it all off. So
Okay.
like 90 is what we use to do it, and then scrub it, put it in the sun, scrub it again. Where is it sticky at? Just like in the cracks between
Well,
details.
this one is like on the inside, like the where the neck would go. and then some around the ear, and then this other one is behind the one ear. I think those were the only two that I saw really.
Yeah, when we do it, we like put it in like a little bowl, and dunk it in there, and then we scrub it with a toothbrush,
Okay.
and then go try to hit it with the blow dryer. And once you hit it with the blow dryer, you should be able to see if any of the goop is still there, and
Oh.
then we'll do that. But then you put it out in the sun, because if it has uncured resin,
Mhm.
it's going to cure, and it's going to cure shinier,
Mhm.
right? Because it's not the same as when it all gets, cured in the first place. So if you don't get all of it off and you cure, and especially when you're sending out parts for people to paint, you don't
Mhm.
really want them to see, uncured resin in the cracks or whatever. Once you paint over it, you're not going to see it. And I'm sure you guys have ran across that, where in the details, and in like in the nose area, or like inside of ears, a little wet looking. That's
Mhm.
because that resin wasn't fully cleaned out of there
I
until.
that's one thing. Like I find that frustrating when I get something that's not completely cured. That's like the one thing that and improper sizing are the two things that I don't really have patience for when I buy parts.
Yeah.
But
I'm
improper sizing is when people are buying stuff from other, not stuff that they have designed, stuff that is from, like, a 3D sculptor, and maybe that sculptor doesn't do a great job scaling things, and then the person who sells it is not taking the time to scale it themselves,
Mhm.
because then
Mhm.
why am I buying this?
Well, and once again, I think there's an art form to it, because even like I know you love Jason's stuff, I do as well. But some of his stuff that he puts out, the sculpts are great, but it does need some adjustment, whether it's on the scale or some of the tolerances on the inside of it or whatever. And I think some people just kind of get that subscription or whatever, or buy the files, and they think they could just go. And it's like, no, you still need to
No.
take a look. You need to put some work into it. There's still a little bit of an art form to it. It's not just, buy the files and
Oh,
you're
yeah.
you're good. So
I won't name names, but there's a lot of people who sculpt, and it is absolutely their raw sculpts, or whatever you want to call it, are not, they do not fit. And they need, one of
mhm.
my favorite sculptors, his fits are very, very, very small. And now I feel like but he's also extraordinarily creative, and it's fine. Like, maybe you don't do a great job with, I don't know how difficult it is to do that, but
Mhm.
like, it's certainly the job of the person who's going to sell it to check and fix that. Otherwise, don't put it up for sale.
I
That
don't
stuff can
understand.
get me really annoyed.
So how we do it is we use digital calipers. I probably got
Mhm.
it right here somewhere, but
Right.
like I,
Yeah.
I I measure, and it's kind of difficult uh on some things, because I currently have a file with like 1.0 female heads, right? Not male heads,
Mhm.
but 1.0 female heads. And we had a 2.0 that when we sculpted it, I thought I had the scaling right, and it ended up being too big. So when I was testing it, um, I was able to figure out that, hey, this actually fits the Nieve head. And those are the ones that I went up and gave away at the thing there, Curtis.
Mhm.
And then so that's the size. I'm like, well, that's good for 1.0. But even then, I still think it might be too big. And I think to speak on just the straight digital sculptors, if they don't have a printer and they're not actually rapid prototyping the figures, they might have a head that they think is close enough. And it just might be okay. Well, then you can just fix it to that. But to actually be able to print that out and deal with the resin and doing all that, that might not be something that they even have. Like, I don't know if any of the other sculptors even have. Like, I remember when Emil said he was doing his sculpts,
Mhm.
he didn't see them in physical form originally till Len sent some out to him, I think he said.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, like even when Jason first started, not only did he not have like a way to print it, but he didn't even have any Mythic Legions when he first started sculpting.
yeah,
So like he was completely guessing on scale based on pictures. And then
right.
I think some people that were working with him were like, "Hey, let us send you some figures because this might help you kind of have an idea of what we're talking about. So
But as far as the actual like size of the head, once you have one file that you know is good, even if like one of the many people that buy off him just like sent him a basic head, you can overlay that head on a different layer to line up your proportions. And that's
yeah.
currently what I'm doing. So I have like 1.0 head, it's a ZBrush file, right? But it's a
Mhm.
1.0 head file, which I know all the eyes are going to line up, all the noses are going to line up, and then I just substitute hair or faces into that file to check the size. So I mean, it's just maybe people don't think about that. Maybe what would make sense to me doesn't, make sense to some people.
Right.
But even with all of our sculpts, though, we always do that test print, and we actually bought a um, filament printer to do the testing because it's quicker. So rather than mess with the resin and the cleaning, all that, we can actually get pretty close. Also, one of the heads I gave away at MuskyCon was my straight filament print. So
Mhm.
like it was close enough to get the fit and the size, and I actually threw some paint on it just to see how it would look. And it was a lot, a lot less hassle than actually firing up the 3D printer. Like
Oh yeah.
I still haven't even fired up my 3D printer since Legion's Con. So like
Really? Wow.
every print that I've done has been off of the new FDM printer because we're looking to do like some bigger scale. Like I'm gonna try to do a minecart thing again for Legion's Con this year. So we're trying to do some plastic stuff.
And some of that FDM stuff has gotten really good lately. I know Chris Verone's been working with a lot more. So is Stefan.
Yeah.
It's gotten a lot better. It used to be there were so many like print lines in it that it was just absolutely unusable.
Oh yeah.
But now it's not too bad, especially for like bigger stuff. Like if you're doing vehicles or like walls or of a building or something, like
Yeah.
some of that stuff comes out really good now.
And it's like lighter too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
Well,
actually
the
have
issue
and
I
much
had with the
cheaper.
that was the issue
I
I
actually
had with
have some right here that's off of that
Oh yeah.
printer. And you can like that's actually resin. This part is the undercarriage to the mine cart. And I redesigned this because my wheels were shaking and stuff. So I was able to like, measure that and get that to fit so the wheels will actually go back and forth with it. But I think the other one here is off of that as well. So this is straight FDM printed. I don't know if you want to maximize that to see
Yeah,
it. But
yeah,
like,
yeah. Let me
these-
dig in. Yeah.
these lines right here are barely noticeable. This is a 4.04 nozzle, and they have a smaller one than this. And actually, once I put the paint on this, you can't really tell. Like this stuff doesn't look like a lot different than the one I actually have painted up over here somewhere. So like it's right there for this size stuff. As far as nose and little horns and teeth, it's not there yet, but it's close enough to get me, the size and see if I like it, see how the stuff comes out. So
And then Zaymont says, do you have a website or should they how do people reach out to you if they're looking for something?
we will be having stuff at Wolf King. Dirk's just slowly making it all transferring files and things over. We have a bunch of stuff that we had on immortalcollections.com, but we closed that down a few years ago. So we really have only been selling at cons for the last 3 years. Partially because of my work schedule and partially because of Tristan's many jobs that he does. So Immortal Collections proper hasn't really been effective for about 3 or 4 years. But we talked to Dirk, and we're gonna have some stuff at Wolf King. He's gonna have pretty much all of our sculpts eventually. But
I'm stoked for that.
What cons are you going to this year?
we'll be at Carver for
Nice. That was my question
yeah, we'll be
before I
there.
asked it.
Looking to bring the mine cart. I got like 10 to 15 projects going on right now, but the closest thing to being done is probably the minecart stuff. So we had it, and then we weren't able to sell it because of the resin was so expensive. And we had a bunch of failures. So we're looking to get the minecart thing up going so people could just buy the cart for less than $50 and then have some track to set it on. If they want to paint it, they can paint it. Jay, I don't think you've seen the minecart thing, have you?
I have not.
That's the one that you had at Legion's Con 2 years ago?
Yeah, that was 2 years ago. So it was like a big
I
roller
have seen
coaster
that.
track. Oh, have
No,
you?
no, it was on a track.
Yeah. Okay.
I did see
Yeah.
it. I just didn't know anybody then. And I
Yeah.
hadn't really been
Okay. Oh, you
posting
were
much in the
there?
community. I was there, yeah, but I just went like to shop. I literally did not know. I knew two people, I think, that at that point I had just joined the cabal.
Okay. Yeah. Well, glad you
That's how I
did.
knew who
Your stuff's
Curtis was. He
awesome.
was the guy at the Thousand Swigs that was giving something away when nobody showed up. That's my first knowledge of Curtis existing.
Okay.
Mm. Yeah, I'm kind of a
But
big
yeah, I
deal.
remember the track. The track was amazing.
Yeah, it was held together with glue and I melted the plastic with a soldering iron and like I'm trying to get the tracks to actually clip and be reusable. So and
Wow.
then the whole thing is it's gravity based and like I don't want to have any motors or anything in it. I might make like a roller coaster pulley system to get it up the first big hill because the last one was just like once it got to the bottom of the track, you just picked it up and reset it. So maybe I'll be able to get it to like consistently go. But
You know, it'd be awesome as if you could get your cart to work with like some tracks that are already out there from like a model company or something. So it's like, hey, you buy the cart from us, and then here are the tracks that they work with, kind of
what
thing.
we did, it works with the Thomas the Train
Oh, nice.
track,
Oh,
but
nice.
it's a little small and the turns are a little tight. So that's
Ooh.
why I updated this front piece so it would be able to hug tighter turns.
My
Mm.
nephews don't use their sets anymore. I can take those.
But
Just steal
but
it.
the track that I have should be cheap enough to just end up, getting that little bit that you would want.
Gotcha.
That's cool. I didn't know that was you. I don't know. I thought that was Toy Forge for some reason. I have no idea
Well,
why.
Toy Forge, I gave him one because we
Okay.
had the whatever the order was, the alliance thing, and so like we had a group chat and said if anybody wants to print these up and have them, go ahead. And my hope with that was that we were gonna have this big old like team up thing, and we were all going to get together and do something big. We were talking to Steph for a while, but then, time gets away from you and it never happened. So,
Yeah.
but he was the one that he took it and then he put the Thomas the Train actual motor underneath of it. So he just made a little track out of the Thomas
Yes.
the Train. The
And it
wheels
was
I
running
have,
around.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was going in a
I
circle.
remember.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, okay, that I remember. I mean, like, I even then I had a fairly decent idea of who, like what stores I was going to get stuff or
mhm.
what sellers, but like even like he was somebody I maybe just become aware of prior to going.
Yeah.
That sentence started off like it was going to go somewhere. It really didn't.
Yeah. So Anthony, you were aware of Anthony before you went then.
Yeah, like I had just started, and like once it came to the point that it was, I guess like I must have looked at who the vendors were going to be and then looked up their Instagram, or
Right.
whatever. I'm not really sure. It was 2 years ago. And also I was there with my daughter, so like there was only so much that she could stand to be out and just wanted to go back to the room. And for whatever reason, she wanted to go back to the room and talk to her friends, like, on her phone. But like I also had to be there, which is the
Zaymont
primary reason she didn't
says,
come this year.
Zaymont says that's going to be me at Legion's Con this year. If you see a white-eyed dude looking confused and lost, wandering around alone, that'd be me. So
Yeah.
that's everybody the first year, and it's everybody's cool. Just walk up to a group of people and start a conversation or join a conversation. So there's no shortage of awesome people there.
Yeah, if you see
True.
somebody sitting at their booth not talking to somebody, they will want to talk to you for
Yep.
sure.
Yeah. Everybody who's making something wants to talk about it.
Mm-hmm. This is true. And even after con hours, like just in the lobby and stuff, it's just so easy to just, walk outside to a group of people or walk up into the lobby or over to the fire pit or whatever. Like, no shortage of people just hanging out and talking and having a good time.
I'm really bad at that though. Like this year, I wound up kind of not knowing what to do with myself because like I kind of knew you, kind of knew like I kind of knew a lot of people, but like I was terrible at walking up to groups that were already talking and just like joining. It's like
You
not
just
as
got you
skilled
got to
as
do
mine.
like Twizzler, just come with some candy, and then then you're good.
Yeah, Jay,
Well,
we
this
hung
year
out
it'll
that
be
whole
easier.
first night.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, that's Oh man, we had a lot of fun.
I'm telling you that it's wide open right now. Somebody could change their username to KitKat19 and come with Kit Kats, and you'll be set.
Kit Kat 19.
I mean, if they
Yeah.
come with Kit Kats, I'm not gonna have any.
Really?
Two better guys. Yeah, Kit Kats are the
They're
most
awesome.
boring candy.
Dude, they're
No,
awesome.
I'm on board with
Sorry.
Curtis on this one. I'm a Kit Kat fan.
Oh man, you know what?
I'm a
I
big cat
shouldn't
fan.
speak. I shouldn't speak in my
Yeah,
favorite
but
candy bar. So
that's
what
really
you
not
call it?
saying a whole lot, Carlo, because I've seen what you eat. So
Yeah.
It's true.
you'll eat literally anything. So at least
Yeah.
once.
Yeah, after you busted me at the con, I did actually end up doing a video. I'm like, they just because they brought this calamari out that was like
I
drizzle.
had that.
Oh my goodness!
I ordered it too.
Every time I'm buying that every time I come. That and the other thing was you guys got there first and ate all the cheese wedges.
We didn't get it. It ran out right before it got to our table. We were
Oh.
pissed.
Oh yeah.
Where
Jesse was fit to be tied.
Oh, those
where
are
was
those
this?
are
Where was that?
musky
Was it at the
con.
restaurant?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, like we kind of take up the whole restaurant at the hotel, and like the thing that everybody wants is these like cheese wedges. It's basically like cheese sticks, but it's in like triangles. And we I don't know, we probably had 15 tables, and they made it through 3 tables before they completely ran out, and so the other like 12 tables were pissed.
Yeah,
That's the one thing I would love at Legion's Con is if like there was a place for people to all eat kind of at once and it be more social for dinner. Which maybe not everybody wants, but it's
I usually will make it to the pub with a group of people at least once or twice during the Legion's Con week, but it's just there's so much going on. It's hard. Like a lot of times I don't even get the chance to eat. It's just so busy.
I mean, I'm just gonna be more aggressive making plans with people in advance because I don't know what the fuck I wound up. I just was like all over the place this year.
Oh, we spoke of the devil and he shall appear. Twizzlers in the chat said that was me last year. Everyone was super welcoming. The Twizzlers worked well. Absolutely.
Stop by Immortal Collections booth this year with some.
There you go.
We'll eat them on video.
He had the good ones too, like those they're like the classic ones that you can't get like a big bag of. They only sell like the individual ones that like you get for Halloween.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
Yeah.
Hey Twizzler, did you did you see the berry ones? They had some like Christmas berry ones out. They were like blue Twizzlers. They had them at this gas station the other day. I was iffy about buying them. They looked like they were out of date.
I didn't think I'd ever hear you say that you're iffy about buying something to eat, but
I mean, I'll eat out of date, but after like 6 months, that's about when I draw the line.
dude, if I saw some Peeps that were 6 months out of date, that'd be like perfect. Like that's how you want them.
I have the Christmas ones still.
Like an aged vintage.
They're aging.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
they're
can't
aging like wine.
eat fresh Peeps. You got to fucking open those bad boys up and let them sit for at least a couple weeks.
It's new information to me, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
That's
I
not
won't
anything
say
that was
I
really
had the
talked about.
patience, but
That was never really talked about until like a certain year, and then they're like, "Yeah, I've been doing that for years."
Yeah. All the time, man. My kids would get them for me, and like they'd get them at Easter time. It's like, well, those will be ready about May or June. So
it's funny. And I think like the first like major like extended hangout I had with anybody at Legion's Con was probably with you, Carlo, at the
Purple Gang
which was great because I was really looking to get drunk at a point. Like I came in on Thursday or Friday, no Thursday, Friday, I don't fucking know, whichever day is the date night before, and I was much more tired than I thought, and I had wanted to come in and like drink with people, but I was exhausted and I was in another fucking hotel. But it was like kind of stressful events like that make me want to drink.
Yeah. Well, I just kept drinking it, the purple drink, because I ate that red death hot sauce and I needed to wash it down.
Zaymos says I'm pretty vocal in the cabal. I post a bunch of asking questions. I'm the guy that asked about unsubbing and resubbing to increase my chance of winning a mail haul giveaway. What's your name in the cabal? Because I remember that question, but I can't remember who asked it.
I mean, with only what, $1 or $2 for a membership, you could afford to have like a couple of different aliases.
There you go. I am giving away the legendary warrior next week. So,
Are you?
Yep. For one channel member, we'll be getting one.
Oh well, next week's the marathon.
Yeah, but it's going to be on mail call before the marathon starts. So
Noted. Duly noted. I do not have I did not get the warrior. And like, I'll be honest with you, like I'd be fine with Neve or the warrior. I'm looking for a figure in that, like I'm just looking for that body.
yeah,
I don't need it to be the warrior necessarily. I probably shouldn't get the warrior because, well, I will anyway, just to customize it.
I like the skin
Saturday,
tone.
one lucky channel member will get one.
I have nothing. Like I don't have any Rising Suns figures yet. But I'll get them at the New Jersey Toy Fair, I guess, in a couple of weeks. I'm stoked.
I also have
Hopefully I
a
will.
mystery wheel sale coming up that'll have some Rising Suns in it. So
Dope. I want to get 2 scapulars, honestly. That's like the one figure that I really want to have. One definitely in my display and want to customize. I don't think I'd feel comfortable customizing that if I didn't also have one just on display.
yeah. I was just gonna adjust this Joker that I got a little bit, and then I ended up just taking all the paint off of it. So we're gonna start from scratch. So
Oh, shit,
sorry,
I'm
whoever
just-
painted this that I bought from on eBay. No offense, but I want it to look a little different. So not that whoever it is watching this, but
You never know. Could be me.
could be. I don't think it was.
Why do I have an extra foot?
I don't know.
That sentence wasn't meant to be a joke about me having an extra foot. I have an extra skeleton foot that I primed. Where's it supposed to go? Oh, I know. Okay, great. Well, that was all a conversation with myself. I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Just one foot, not a set.
No, because it's like this split one, and I did a tuberculi, and I didn't realize that I used a regular foot and a not split foot, and it looks actually it's not that noticeable, which is why I didn't realize. But obviously, it needs to be fixed. So.
Michael Piercefield. Okay, there you go. And Chris Ferrone says he's sitting there customizing the Eve right now. So
Nice. Nobody really makes. I was going to say this when you had said this before, Carlo, but that's not a scale that people are making heads for, which is annoying because it's the same scale as what's her face, the Cosmic Legions, and like there's really nothing that fits that. Like Kern Ray and the one I can't think of her name from the Vorga or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a super underrated figure, but there's not not a lot of heads that work for like the 1.0 heads don't really work that well. Even the space helmets.
Okay.
Like if you use that collar, you know what I mean, that they come with?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing fits under that. So just if you feel
I got
being the person.
I got like 15 of them. I got to get different hairs. I don't like putting the same head out with different, with the same hair. So that's kind of why we haven't dropped anything yet.
yeah, horsemen don't have that problem with Thrace. They'll keep putting that same head out 15 times.
I had to double check the warrior head just to make sure it was sculpturally different. I think it may have started out as a Thrace head, and then he, went on top of it.
Yeah, I think he said he reversed it and then upsized it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's close, but she still has the same angry eyebrows.
Yeah,
the Thrace eyebrows, unpleased.
She should go with
something-
Gaspar the Unamused.
Mhm.
Thrace the unamused.
Um, Off subject, but getting back to what I was saying, kind of. One thing that nobody's done a head sculpt for is the what the fuck is it called? The low back.
Skate back.
Yeah,
Overland
that's.
skate
Thank
back.
you. I'm glad that you know what I was talking about. Yes, I would love a head for that.
Yeah,
That's a
I
crazy ass joint.
I haven't actually taken mine out of the box yet. I ain't gonna lie. It's still
I
it's
mean,
still in the box. So
I don't know how many people would buy it.
the head,
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
That's a figure that people are like super psyched to customize, but man, I would love one.
The thing about us is we don't really make them. Oh, speaking of a pop fit, so this doesn't fit. So this was supposed to be a pop fit for this head, and so that didn't work. So whenever this happens, a lot of times I'll go in. I'll go in and just shave it with a razor blade. I don't
Mhm.
know if you guys ever do that. If you've
A
got any
razor
pop
blade.
fits, yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
got an
usually just
exacto
use a
knife.
Dremel.
I got
I
an
use a
exacto
Dremel,
knife,
yeah.
but this is like real precise. Actually, the funny story is when we went to our first Legions Con in 2021,
Mhm.
I did all those troll heads for Legion Shop, and I was sitting out in the parking lot with 20
Those are so
heads
good.
and my razor blade reaming it out like this because they didn't fit on the trolls, and we didn't find out till we got up there. So,
Oof.
I at one point I had like I think I had like 8 trolls on display. I'm down to 2, but I still have that one that you painted the head for because it's just freaking awesome.
yeah, that was like one of the few ones I've actually used the airbrush on. But I got it for that fade.
I love the teeth on it, man. It's the I think out of everything that I've seen in the community, I think that troll head has the best teeth.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Wow.
when I model, I had so much fun modeling the pits and the teeth, and I knew, like, I know you've said before, when modelers are the painters and the painters
Hmm.
are the modelers, you know, it's fun to paint. I knew when I was modeling it, that was just going to suck up the wash
Hmm.
for that thing that I was. It was just strong tone on them teeth, but yeah, there was like 4 or 5 different layers of yellowing on it, so it's not just like a wham bam one and done. It was like, and I did that
Yeah.
on the first set of teeth that I did for Legion's shop for the Onis, and
Hmm.
it was too many. It was too many. I was like 4 different paint hits for just the little teeth, and it took forever. But yeah, mass mass production scales, no fun. 1 or 2, you can really get in there and enjoy it. So that's for sure.
I did enjoy doing some of that for Legion Shop, but yeah, after a while, it's like, okay, I'm done with this head. I've already painted like 30 of these. I'm ready to move on to something else.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a lot of fun.
It is really fun though to once you get them all painted and then you line them all up and they all look the same. Like, wow, I actually pulled that off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like it would stress me out, but I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't.
There's something to the whole like assembly line nature of it that is pretty relaxing. So yeah, I didn't mind it, but after I was done, I was like I did those Jeremy Wilson Mean Joe heads that
yeah.
he did. I think I did 3 runs of those, and then Jeremy asked me for a fourth one because it was just like a really popular one, and I was like, I think I'm done with that.
Yeah.
What did that head look like? Was that the one that looked like Bill the Butcher?
No, it's the one that's like it's a black head that looks kind. I think it was supposed to be based after Mean Joe Green. Um,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
but a lot of people were using it for Calavius since he didn't come with an unhelmeted head. Um, it looked really good on that. But yeah, after like 30 or 40 of those, I was like, I think I'm done with these for a little bit.
So I'm currently using this Anita's foliage, and I added just a little bit of black into it, and it's a pretty good match
That's cool.
for this Thraxian. I tend to use a lot of the cheap paints, but then I have a lot of the. I've been picking up a lot of the newer, or not newer, but the Citadel, and I've used Vallejo quite a bit. But
Curtis hates Vallejo. Can't talk about it.
oh yeah,
I'm
I don't care. Other people can use what they want. I'm not a huge fan, but I will say Who was it? Rick Emmert turned me on to this Vallejo Glorious Gold, and it is awesome. But it's one of the newer ones. I like the newer ones a lot better than the older
Oh,
Vallejo.
do you mean just like the
Okay.
new formula? I'm using Vallejo right now.
Yeah,
Their magenta
yeah.
is fantastic.
The older ones seemed a little bit too liquidy for me, and they don't mix well, especially with so flats. It like gets like gummy. So
Do you have that problem with like I don't really have that problem as much with model color as I do with game color with the wet palette. Or do you find it with everything?
I've had that issue with several of the Vallejos. So I find that the people that really love Vallejo either are using airbrushing with it or they're using a dry palette. But like people that use a wet palette, I don't find too many of them that love Vallejo. There's some, but not a lot.
I mean, I dry brush with it more than anything at this point.
I think with a wet palette, it just gets a little bit too thin. So
They
Yeah.
have really good just have great can't think of the word. The stuff that they use to make the color.
Pigment?
pigment.
Thank you. Yeah, they have really great bright pigment, and that's kind of what gets me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I was using a dry palette like I was a caveman, sorry, Carlo, I would probably love Vallejo, but I just can't. Like, yeah, it makes it difficult to paint while I'm traveling because I gotta bring if I don't have my wet palette, I feel lost.
So funny thing about that is I actually had to fix a little bit of Tristan's paint job on one of the things he did for Legion's Con this year.
Mhm.
And when I went down there, all his paint was on his wet palette, and I used that wet palette. I'm like, oh, I see. I see what everybody's talking about. But obviously, I went back to this. I was just trying to really rush and get in here today.
I just like the fact that I can paint with something and come back to it a couple hours later, the next day, whatever, and it's still usable. Like I don't have to remix the colors or any of that. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for mix. For mixing, I can totally understand that because I try to use mostly straight out of the bottle with just a shade or two different using like black or white or something really formulaic, basically about like 2 drops here, 1 drop there for
right.
some of my color matching. But yeah, as far as like, because he had all his colors set up, and I said, oh yeah, this is nice. So
Mhm.
have
I
you-
mean,
and then
I use a dry palette, Curtis, just so you know sometimes. But I don't use
all right.
plastic dry palettes. I don't like
Oh.
that.
no,
I mean, people that did cave drawings, eons ago, they used dry palettes as well. So it's
All
all
right.
right.
I use this like a paper one. But I mix water. Like I mix, I thin it out.
when I'm base coating, I just take the cap off and I paint straight out of the cap. So I'll grab the paint off of here, and I'll have like 5 or 6 of them sitting around.
You animal.
Wow.
Yeah, And it's you know what sucks though? If you can see my table, all this white on it, that was because I was painting out of the cap and I spilled the bottle. So
Oh, there's paint all. You just can't see it. There's paint all over this table.
oh yeah, this
Or
has
desk.
been covered multiple. Then it dries in a big plastic because it's acrylic, so that you can peel it off with a scraper or a file or whatever I've used to.
I haven't even
painting two
bothered. It
things.
gives it character.
Yeah.
Chris says I feel the same about Citadel, but I don't know what he means. Like he doesn't mean that it's too thin, like I was saying about Vallejo, because Citadel is thick as fuck.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's
haven't
just
had
saying that he
problem with
doesn't
the
like it,
palette.
or yeah, I'm not sure what he's saying there.
I don't love Citadel.
I could see people not liking Citadel, but you can't tell me Citadel's too thin. Citadel's thick as
No.
fuck.
I just think that their pigments are they're not that great, and
Their
maybe
pots,
that's just
their pots are shit. That's for sure.
well, that's definitely true. But their paint is not. It's not vibrant, and that's maybe partially the nature of the brand and just Warhammer in general. But like something like fucking this Emperor's
I think-
Children, right? This
Yeah.
should be more vibrant to me. It's bubblegum pink. It should be more vibrant as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
When,
I mean,
this is like bubblegum pink, and this is magenta.
most of the stuff that I used to use Citadel for, I use So Flat now. So Flat is like vibrant as all get out.
Oh, it is for sure.
Yeah,
You've
love so
changed
flats.
me. You've definitely gotten me using that. I have a decent amount of SoFlat now. SoFlat red violet and the magenta, the I don't know how quadricosine magenta.
Mhm.
Fuck, I just dropped that whole thing. And that. The cobalt teal and they're green. They're like green yellow is amazing.
Oh yeah, yeah. This one, so flat yellow green. Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
some of their stuff is almost too vibrant. Like sometimes you have to like bring it back
Not
down
for
a little
me.
bit. But I would rather have it start out too vibrant and have to calm it down than
Sure.
the other. So
Have you tried to stick
I
that
mean,
through
I'm
the
good.
dilute that?
what's that?
Have you tried to dilute that and stick it through the airbrush yet?
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
flat. How does
yeah.
that work?
It works really well. But they also now have a because
Yeah, use the
SoFlat is
airbrush.
made. SoFat is made by Golden, and they have a new
Mhm.
series that is thin specifically for airbrushing,
Here it
and
is. I got it right here.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. What's it
Um,
called?
high flow acrylics.
High flow. That's right.
So
Yeah,
flat high flow acrylics are the best fluorescent to use because it's not that opaque. It is the most opaque. I'm sorry, fluorescent that exists. Through the
Sweet.
airbrush, it's not my favorite. Through the airbrush, it's probably but it's like my second favorite. I really like the Army Painter, and some of the Vallejo neon through the airbrush. That stuff. It's not. It's pretty opaque through the airbrush, but like to hand paint, it's very very thin. It thins
mhm,
out normally. It goes on kind of like a thick wash, but it like this is just hand painted on. It doesn't
yeah.
get I can't think. There's a word like
Self
most
leveled.
neon gets like super gloopy
Mm-hmm.
is the not the
Mhm.
best word, but and I've tried every single neon for like the past 4 years. I've tried everything.
I could see you doing that.
No, I have
You're a big neon guy.
the I remember like when I started being like, oh, what would it be like to put hot pink on figures? And this is like a long time ago. And I had like one friend who probably taught me the most about painting. And he's like, there's no such thing as a good. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna find it. And I used to use Liquitex gouache. I don't really know how to say that word.
Yeah. Yeah. Gouache.
But that stuff, that is the thickest paint in the world. I haven't even tried the thing on the wet palette. So where's my brush soap? Oh, fuck it.
Yeah, high flow acrylics, Chris, have definitely been around for a while, but not so flat. High flow, so flat that's pretty new. So
Is it? I've had them for a while.
the so
Couple
flats,
not
I
the
mean,
SoFlat, but the golden high flow acrylics. I've had it for a few years, couple of years maybe.
yeah, I mean, you're talking within the last like 2 years. So
Yeah, I guess maybe. You could be right and I could be wrong.
I could be wrong too. I remember seeing a video.
Is this what? This is fluid
It was
acrylics?
probably like a year and a half ago or two
Yeah,
years, and they're
that
like,
that
"This
looks
is our
like it.
new high flow, so flat, golden, blah blah blah."
So you
Well, it's
say
not
these
called
go through your
SoFlat.
airbrush?
It's just called golden high flow acrylics.
Well, this just says fluid acrylics. That's different.
Um, Mine says high flow acrylics.
Okay. So this is probably more akin to your
Yeah, I think that's
Vallejo.
more the old school golden kind of stuff. But I mean, all the
I'll be
golden
right
stuff
back.
is really well, like the pigment is good on it. So
See?
they
Yeah,
make good paints.
every time I go to Michael's, I just pick up another golden bottle. So it's just like, because it's
Yeah.
they're like $7 to $10. I'm just like, oh, snag one of them up this time.
Yeah, I was doing that, and then I stopped just because there's this St. Louis art supply here in town where their so flat paints are like 30% less than what they are at Michael's. So I'll just
Okay.
every now and then I'll just place an order from them, and it gets here because I live in outside of St. Louis, so it gets here within like a day. And it's like, dude, cheaper and fast, no problem. Let's do it.
All right.
Dude, this is totally off subject. But I was out with my daughter yesterday. We went to this haunt convention. And when I got back, I had I was hurting. My back was hurting. I was tired, and I was just craving bacon. I was like, and Darla's like, we don't have any in the house. I was like, shit. So I ordered some from Walmart, and she's like, you're gonna have bacon delivered. I'm like, hell yeah, I am. So I ordered bacon from Walmart. I ordered a few other things, and it got to the house in like 20 minutes. And I was like, fuck yeah, this is the way to live right here. Bacon delivered to your house in 20 minutes.
If it was hot, it'd be better. Was it
I
hot?
know, right? No, I still had to cook it, but
When we were kids, we we were thirsty and we didn't want to walk to the store, so we actually had to order a certain amount from Domino's to get it delivered. So we ordered like, I don't know, 8 2 liters or whatever we had to order to
Right.
get it delivered. We thought we beat the system.
Chris says that So Flat should cut me a check. If they should cut anybody a check, it's Four Horsemen Studios because
Oh.
they use a shit ton of So Flat and they recommend it to people, and that's where I got my stuff is from Sherry. And like I know Sherry has reached out to them several times about like wanting to take a tour of their factory and like setting up something with them to where they can buy from them directly, and they just don't answer phone calls. Their customer service isn't the greatest, but
That's
yeah.
weird.
But dude, Four Horsemen Studio, like you walk in there and you walk into any of those rooms, like Joe Vassapolo or Cameron or Sherry, and you just see So Flat everywhere. They got so much So Flat, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Sherry's got like a whole bookshelf that is just full of So Flat. She
But
has
they make
more
so
So
few
Flats.
colors, though, right?
No,
They may make
they've been
some,
adding
but-
more. They probably got, if I had to guess, they're probably up to about like 60 at this
Oh
point.
shit! Maybe
But
I'm
she
just
will
think
she
I
will
only
have
know
like
what they have at
10
Michaels.
she'll have like 10 bottles of the same color like on the shelf. She has more So Flat than probably the entire state of Missouri.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I used So Flat after we did Legion's Con that first year. She was talking about it. So
That, and they use a ton of like the folk art and deco art, like
Which is wild to me.
Yeah, any of the metallics, like if you see any of the metallics that they put on like the knights and shit like that, odds are it's a folk art or a deco art.
That's crazy.
I have all craft paints because we look to try to get to the closest color before I have to tint it. So I have like
Mhm.
30 flesh colors, and I'm trying out of my 30 flesh colors, I still can't get Neve's tone or
Mhm.
or any of. So it's just like I still end up mixing at that point. But like my my goal is to be like the first one to find the perfect like hey, this fits whatever skin tone perfectly. But I noticed there's a lot more blue in Nieve's skin than I thought there would be. So
Oh yeah.
I've had to add blue to the mixes to get it closer to it. I still haven't got there yet, but I think the Legendary Warrior, if you're looking to match, Jay, I know you're gonna paint it, crazy colors. So
No, I mean not the face.
Oh, well,
I
I
don't
don't
know. I don't think so.
But as far as the skin tones go, yeah, I think the Legendary Warrior is probably an easier match than Neve.
I mean,
So
I'll probably put an alien body on there and paint it blue or something. You're probably right.
I mean, maybe not right away, right?
I mean, I just
But-
when I do customs, it's so few humans. I
Right.
don't know why people are boring. I'm kidding,
Yeah.
but I think like I find it less interesting to make like a person for whatever reason. Also, it's more difficult. I don't like painting eyes, and I find skin tone to be sometimes very frustrating.
Yeah, for
Those are
sure.
two reasons.
I've been like so like I said, I'm gonna have a statue. We're gonna make a statue, and like I'm watching all of the realistic skin tone tutorials from Sideshow, and then I'm on this whole other tangent right now, and just how they stipple it with the airbrush. I don't know how that's going to work. So that's my next merit badge. I'm gonna try to collect is lower that airbrush pressure and do the stippling.
I think it's really funny that you called it getting a merit badge. I don't mess around with an airbrush like that. Nearly enough. I really should. Something I would really work on. I just mostly use it for like blasting, coats on.
Yeah, that's how to do it. It would definitely be good for fades. Like I think when I was talking to Sherry and Cameron at the studio, they said that a lot of times they'll shoot up with a different color than their main skin color from the bottom.
Yeah, like a darker color for the shadows and stuff. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, when I was talking to Cameron, he said that's because somebody had asked, like, how often do you use your airbrush? And he goes, really, just when we're doing like, what do you say, like bare arms, bare chests and stuff. He said I'll come up from underneath with a darker skin tone and just hit it to get the shaded areas.
Right.
Yeah, actually, I was taught that by I have this a Warhammer store by me. It's like there's no paint stores by me at all, but except for that, I wound up with a lot of Citadel just because it's easier. But that was actually something that was taught to me by the guy who worked there. It's like always trying to get me to like join whatever group he had for tutorials, and this was a long time ago. And I was just like trying to paint X-Men, and I would ask him a lot of questions, but really it was just like, what's the best yellow to fucking match the X-Men yellow? And all of a sudden he's like he's teaching me how to like paint up for shadows. And I was like, bro, I'm asking you what color I need to best match the X-Men uniform, not how to make shadows. I just started painting.
He's like, I'm a miniature painter, not Jim Lee. Get the hell out of here.
But I mean, everybody knows the X-Men. I showed him a picture on the phone, It was just like one of those things where I was like, I need to paint like.
I showed him a picture on the phone. X-Men. X-Men.
But look, I brought up because like there are a bunch of different colors though. Like there's the older like Wolverine with the brown suit. A lot of the older X-Men yellow is like that yellow with the brown suit. That's a little bit kind of like darker. And then if you want to do the Wolverine like with the blue suit, that's a lot of the new, like if you want to do like Kitty Pryde era, you know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best explanation I got. So I showed him, and then I asked him how to do. This is just like I'm telling you. I don't have a real grievance about this, but I thought it was funny. I asked him how to do like blonde hair, and he kept on telling me to start with brown and to do brown. And it's like nobody has yellow hair, and I was like, dude, this is supposed to match a card like a comic book, though. That's the point. He couldn't. It's like a different world, miniature painting.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt like it should have translated easier for him. But then he disappeared and somebody else bought the store.
Have you ever painted pink?
I do think brown is a good way to start to get blonde hair, though, at least for the base underneath.
It is. He was telling me to basically leave it brown. Oh no, to make it red. I don't know what the hell he was telling me.
Yeah, that's weird.
He's like, there's no such thing as yellow hair. And I was like, I know that. There's yellow hair.
I've seen some people use a color called buff for blonde hair. Yeah, I don't know what.
That's interesting.
It's like this. It's like almond cream or
okay,
some type of beige. But yeah, the guy was like, I don't know why they call it buff.
So flat yellow oxide as kind of a base. It's kind of like a brownish, like almost like a spicy mustard, I guess, kind of. So I kind of use that as a base, and then I start, going with some lighter highlights and stuff. So,
I mean, I definitely now do use. I mean, I use brown and just highlight up, but that's most of the things I paint. Honestly, are just start off black, and I just get lighter and lighter. Like this was black a few moments ago.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I don't really use white primer. Just because it makes it easier to only have one color primer. I don't know.
Have you ever done the Zenithal highlight first?
Oh, he does it all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
I do it. Yeah, I don't do it for. I don't do it for like skin tone.
Mhm.
You
I
should.
do.
It works well.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I well, no, I do. What is it called when you draw when you have black and you dry brush white and then you paint over that?
That's zenithal priming.
No, but if you like use speed paint, there's another term too. But it doesn't matter.
Hmm.
But usually when I do zenithal priming, it's like more to be experimental and get like a weird effect, kind of, because you can take advantage of that and just if you do it in like kind of an odder way, you can get like some kind of interesting results. Like with neon,
Mhm.
if you do like
I mean, are you calling it underpainting? Do they call it underpainting?
no,
Maybe.
there's a specific term because it's like a miniature approach, but it's really for speed paint. So I kind of misspoke. It's for speed paint, and I always forget what it's called. It'll come to me at some point, maybe, and I'll say it out loud then.
I mean, essentially, it still is a zenithal. You're just,
Yeah,
whenever you're doing zenithal, you're basically kind of creating a two-tone effect with shadows and highlights, and
yeah.
then you're just applying a paint over it.
Well,
So
this is
I mean,
what
it'll
that's
work
what.
for armor. It'll work for skin tones. It works for
Yeah,
pretty much anything that sunlight would hit. So
that's what I have here. But I also like, I like really extreme contrast in when I'm doing something that's like actually I mean really anything with a lot of crevices, but specifically with skin tone and with I mean this is a skeleton, but things that are more like realistic with clothes and you kind
Chris
of
was
get
asking if you're talking about slap chop method.
that is what I'm talking about. Thank you. Slap chop. It's fun to say. I don't know how I could forget something like that.
Yeah, I won't forget that slap chop.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just but like I like to get like a cell like almost like a cell shade effect. It's not a cell shade effect, or like this doesn't look like cell shade, but it's kind of like where the inspiration is from a little bit.
Yeah.
It looks like your fingers touched plutonium, is what it looks like.
Well, I'm dry brushing with like moot green. Actually, you know what? I've never had a great recipe for scaffold, and I came up with one, and it was just so it was using this Tesseract glow, and then once
Mhm.
Yeah.
that dries, then highlighting it with a combination of that yellow green and a yellow that I don't actually have here. And it was just a lot of work just mixing the yellow and the green and sometimes some white to get the right color to dry brush. And just this morning when I was on Greg's show, Pat was on it, and he said he just uses moot green and any kind of like yellow over it. Well, he said canary
Yeah,
yellow.
his
I don't
his
have that, but
his is daffodil yellow
daffodil,
from
yeah.
Deco Art, and turns out that that's actually what they used for the original scaffold was
Is it?
moot green base and daffodil yellow. It's either folk art or Deco Art. I think it's Deco Art.
Yeah, he said it was one of the
I've
two.
got it over here, but yeah, it's like perfect. So
But this is working. This works. I mean, not like you can really tell the color, in the video, but this works pretty well. I'm pretty. Looks better
it's
than what I've been doing. I have to go back and redo all these fucking heads now, though.
this one here, folk art daffodil yellow. So
All right.
Maybe I'll grab that. I'll go grab some of that.
I mean, it's you get it from Michael's for $2 or whatever. So yeah,
Hey, code lavender. I'm using lavender.
nice.
I'll do
Code
some
lavender.
gums. Some lavender gums. See how they look.
I think I got all this sanded and alcoholed up. And I just need to hope that the sun comes out today. If not, the sun will come out tomorrow. So
Speaking of
Only
Code
fair weather.
Lavender, I put up a bunch of figures for sale on
yeah.
the Cabal, but that's not what I'm plugging. I needed a name for one, and I hated the name that I had, and I was thinking about it, and it's like indigo kind of,
Mhm.
but like more purple, and I named it Lavin Death Velour because he's very fancy looking. So sort of, I was thinking velour kind of fit, but then I thought of you, and I think if you were like a bad guy or you were like a one-man heavy metal band, Live and Death would be a really great name for you.
I would make a purple fencer and call him Indigo Montoya.
That's pretty funny. I mean, it's not as good as Sir Indigo Fuck Yourself, which is by far the best name I've ever come up with for a character.
That's a good one. Oh boy.
I spend a lot of time coming up with the rookie on the names, way too much time. Sometimes I think harder about the names than I think about the actual paint scheme. That is not an exaggeration, is really very true.
Looking around to see if I have any more 3D parts to clean while I still have my sanding sticks and
Where's my brush soap?
alcohol out.
Wish I had some alcohol out.
Rubbing alcohol.
I know.
Gotta filter it. Get some bread.
I do have this anvil. I don't know where this anvil came from, but it's fucking cool.
Oh, I just
You guys seen
posted
this
something
before?
with Angela yesterday.
You guys seen this one? I don't know who made this one. It's got like a face on it.
Yeah, I posted something with that yesterday.
Oh,
Do you know who makes it?
I got it from One Per Case.
Hmm.
I don't
Maybe
know.
that's where I got it.
I do not know if he is the only. I don't know if he's the only person with that file. He could not explain to me what the holes on top were for.
I think for weapons, or not weapons, like the hammer and tongs and shit. Like,
yeah, but I don't. Maybe he didn't have anything that fit it. I don't know. He works. He's in California, and when they do like paint meetups there all the time. So somebody had requested that maybe.
oh yeah. That is where I got this because they did the Sacramento meetup, and I think he sent this to me as an extra freebie.
He's actually he's one of my closest friends in this community.
Cool.
I talk to him all the time. He's a really, really, really great dude. I actually was talking to him about next Saturday painting together because I haven't really gotten to speak to him much. But I was talking to him today. He's selling something out today somewhere, some street fair that people sell toys.
They got the Sacramento meetup coming up. I believe it's May 2nd. So
yeah, it was May last year. Yeah, I sent him some stuff last year that he gave away as a prize that I painted for him.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a great dude. If you look at like my account, like my Instagram, I would say like one out of every 3 posts probably has something from him. But he sends me stuff that's new that he hasn't, and just kind of like to test out. He's the one who sent me the spaceship, Jason Demon's spaceship.
Nice.
Did you see the tower he made, Jason Demon?
Mm-hmm.
I did.
Like the cathedral type thing.
Yeah, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, I saw Billy had it at Toylanta, had printed it up.
Okay. Yeah, that was nuts.
That's pretty wild.
I don't want to fuck with these skeletons, no. I was gonna do like modern military looking figures and make them all have scaphoid parts, because I have all these extra skeleton parts and I don't really think I want to do skeleton full customs. But now I'm thinking about doing all of them chrome instead and having them all have chrome skeleton parts.
The chrome skeletons would be sweet.
Because like this is not finished at all, but like this is one. This is also from Uppercase, but this is his head as a
I
skull.
can't see the head. You got lowered a little bit. There you go. Oh, that's cool.
He's got one that's got like a Crocodile Dundee hat. Oh, it's here.
Hold on, let me embiggen you. Oh yeah. That's pretty cool.
It's probably the only sculpt I'm aware of that has a Crocodile Dundee hat. There's a head sculpt that every time I've had it out, you've said you really like that is from him.
Which one?
I gotta find it. You had said, hold up, shit. Hold up.
Big and J till he gets back. we'll just look at his desktop.
So, I mean, one of the things, I mean, this is, one of the things I like about the 3D printing like world is everybody's either they're sculpting their own things, or even if they're not, they're getting exclusives that they, and they're just choosing what to sell. And it's kind of like curating a store. I always
Mhm.
think that's kind of cool. Like that's something that I don't know, people don't necessarily talk about as much. But then he's got these
Oh
exclusives that,
yeah.
yeah, I know you had mentioned I broke the beard pigtail on this, but I have another one that's not broken. But you said somewhere that this reminds you of a World of Warcraft head, and this is similar. It's
Yeah,
painted
those
the
are
same,
badass.
apparently. Yeah, and those are he has Old School Customs do a bunch of exclusives for him. Those are you can't really tell, so I'm painted, but this amazing grizzly like zombie.
That's
That's
cool.
yeah. But I like that. Like there's other stuff that I have sitting around that's like, Borderland have great exclusives. Josh Brown, obviously Wolf King has a ton of shit. I think it's cool that there's like this aspect of it that's like curating what you want to sell. So every site kind of has its own vibe, you know?
Mhm.
Hmm.
If you're not sculpting yourself. So Carlo, I'm leaving you out of this, but that's a whole different level of impressive.
Yeah, we just make what we want to make. We've
No,
talked
man,
about it, me and
listen.
Tristan. We're just like, we could do this because this is coming out. We could do that. And then in the end, it's like, is it a hobby or is it a business?
Right.
We're still just right in there where, like, I don't care. Like, as far as that skate back you were talking about, yeah, I could do a skate back head. In fact, I might do a skate back head, but
You
it's
should.
not. It's not to sell. It's just because I got to scratch that itch. Most of my artwork, like in the Minecraft, I just want to scratch an itch. You know what I mean? The statue, I'm trying to scratch an itch for a statue. So,
Yeah.
um,
Well, that's
It's
what I
interesting.
would do the same thing. That's exactly what I would do.
It's interesting because I've not heard that from like sculptors or printers, but that's how I see customizing. Like I know I've talked to customizers that they're like, well, I made this thing because I thought that people would be interested in it and I thought it would sell. And it's like I just make stuff because I want to make it. And if somebody wants to buy it, that's great. If not, I at least scratch that itch. So it's interesting to see that it's kind of the same for sculpting and printing as well.
yeah. Yeah, there is a little bit of the like, okay, well, we're going to Legion's Con. What do we think we should do? Kind of deal, and maybe
Mhm.
that gets together or not. But like, I mean, I like I said earlier, I got so many projects that are like in the middle of it, and I switch it for a different thing because I feel like doing something different. Like we were getting into the 3D plastic stuff, and my brother got a 3D printer finally because he's been talking about it for years. So
Mhm.
like now he's asking me to do logos of his artwork and his buddy's artwork. So like that's what I did last night. I was supposed to be finishing up some heads or something, and I'm like, oh, let me just jump over here and do this because he asked me. Usually when people try to ask me to do something, I drop what I'm doing right away so it doesn't, you know, uh,
Yeah.
jump in the pile, and then I have one more person waiting for something. So,
We had Mark Chrome 316 jumped in, says hello
Hey,
all.
what's up?
hey, Mark.
So, and Legion's Ladies Live. So Tanya must have got home. She says hello.
Hey,
So
Tanya.
normally she'd be on here with us, but they've been doing some traveling. They were at MesquiCon last week and then Toylanta this week.
It's
So
fun.
So that con you went to yesterday, Curtis, is that a every year thing? Is that how you
yeah,
met
it's
Alan, or is it
yeah,
just happen?
no, I met Alan through Oz's Clubhouse. Alan, so he his job is he works in the haunted industry, so he runs his own haunted house, and then he makes different things for haunted attractions at like amusement parks and things like that. But on the side, he also customizes toys, specifically a bunch of Beastman because he loves Beastman. Um,
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen
so I
that.
met him through the customizing world, and then last year they were out here for that trans world, which it does happen every year here in St. Louis in March. And I'm like, well, shit, that's 20 minutes away. And so he asked me last year if I wanted to, come see the show. And he said, he would get me in because he's got extra exhibitor badges from his table. He's like, I can get you in for free if you want to come in and see it. And, me not knowing anything about that world, I was like, this has got to be one of those things where he's sitting behind a table and like people are walking by and trying to avoid eye contact, and it's just awkward and lonely and all this. So I'm like, I'll go there and just, kind of keep him company and stuff because, it's probably not fun just sitting there behind the table and not having anybody talk to you. So I get there and it's a place called America Center, which is a big giant convention center here in St. Louis, and it is huge. So like if you took the floor plan for Legion's Con and like multiplied it by maybe 30, that's the floor plan of this place. And it's just completely full of like latex mask and big giant animatronics, like giant like 20-foot dragons and like just severed body parts all over. It is crazy. And went to go walk around with him, and it was the equivalent of like walking around San Diego Comic-Con with Robert Downey Jr. Like
Oh yeah.
we
Really?
could not make it 5 feet without somebody either stopping and asking for an autograph or wanting to shake his hand or asking him a
What?
question about the industry. Like
That's so awesome.
he is, and it's like this world that I knew nothing about. So to see this kind of like subculture, kind of like the one that we have, like with the customizing community, but to see this subculture that you didn't know exist and see how big it is, and like there's so many careers there. Like there's, you know, I don't know, there has to be, I don't know, 500 booths, maybe 1,000, and it's like all these people that are making a living in that haunted house industry, which is just wild to me. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, every year in March down here, and it's like 25 minutes away, so I definitely got to show up for that. So
That's awesome. That makes me happy for him. He's a great
yeah,
guy.
and he loves what he does. So I mean, it's one of those where like if you enjoy your job, it's not really working kind of thing. So
hmm
yeah. Let's see. Uh, Chris says 90% of the dioramas I print have never been for sale. Well, there you go.
Chris is in there. Yeah, I went out and bought that printer because of him.
And then Tanya
Nice.
says that she loves the staff, Carlo.
Oh, did she pick one up? Did we give her one?
I don't know,
Yeah.
but she said she loves it.
Okay. Yeah, that's Tristan's design. Jenny told him what to make, and there it is. Yeah, we'll have those at MuskyCon, and pretty much everything I paint here will be coming to MuskyCon. So.
You mean Carver?
CarverCon?
Oh yeah, that's right, CarverCon.
I'm glad you're going. It's
Yeah.
actually like a great group of people that'll be there. So
It's
exciting.
gonna be an amazing convention. Like there's so
Yeah.
many people coming.
He was talking about like having side tables for people to sit, and he was talking about next year having like people doing like tutorials in different rooms, and he's got a lot of really great ideas.
The only thing I'm worried about is like who's actually going to be attending, because there's so many people from the community that are there exhibiting that I'm like, is there anybody left that can just like buy a ticket and be there? Or are we just all going to be buying from each other? Like, what? I'm not sure
I'm
how that's
okay
going to
with
work.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it too. It'll be almost like a big giant swap meet, but yeah. But hopefully he can get some kind of local publicity and get some foot traffic and that kind of thing. So
Yeah, I think there's quite a bit in Ohio. There's quite a bit of Legionnaires in Ohio.
Are there?
So,
I don't know
I
anything
know
about
that-
Ohio except for that there's Akron, and there's a lot of bands from Akron, and then also Rubber.
I know PowerCon always brought in a bunch of Legion's fans. So
yeah.
That was in Ohio?
Yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, the last two.
The two
Before
before he
closed
went
down.
on hiatus and now is doing whatever he's doing, Motu Fest or whatever bullshit. So
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
basically, I'll try to give the short version, but Val Staples, who runs PowerCon, he had kind of an arrangement with Mattel. So it used to be out in Anaheim, California, and Mattel
Mhm.
kind of basically sponsored the event and paid for most of everything. And then, after the Kevin Smith series came out, they got a little bit of a pop from that from PowerCon. And then after that, Mattel kind of backed out and said, "Hey, we really don't want to do this anymore. You're kind of on your own." And so for, pricing and different things, he moved it to Ohio and then also changed it from a kind of a He-Man centric con to more of a kind of everything convention. But it was still very much He-Man, but it had a lot of other stuff as well. And the first year, I guess, went really well. Second year, he had a shit ton of exclusives, and the way that works with a con runner is like you have to pay for that stuff up front, and then you've got to hope that you sell enough of the exclusives to kind of pay for itself and kind of make a little bit of a profit. And I don't know that I do know a lot of the exclusives did not sell, and so he ended up taking a big hit from it.
That sucks.
So, not only was it not financially great, but also it's just a shit ton of work. So then he said he was going to take a year off, and then 1 year became 2 and 2 became 3. And so, yeah. So now this year he's doing PowerCon like with Motu Fest. It's not really PowerCon, but it's like PowerCon Light at a thing called Motu Fest. And then next year PowerCon is supposed to be back. But when you take a con that had a lot of momentum and then you take 3 years off, it's kind of hard to just pick up where you left off. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
I mean, he had McFarlane there that year, and there's a bunch of like legitimate toy companies.
Yeah, I mean, the people that attended the last year that it was there said it was great, but for him, because the exclusives didn't all sell, he took a big hit.
Yeah.
So, but
the Demistros sold out though.
oh yeah, that one sold for sure. I mean, anytime that you have a Horseman exclusive at a convention, you're going to be fine with that. But it's like, I want to say that year he did like 25 exclusives or something.
That was a lot.
Yeah, it was a shit ton. And I think only like a couple of them sold out. So yeah, it was pretty rough.
Yeah, I got the Beastman from Animal AWOC.
Well, and that one,
that year.
I heard that one was doing pretty well early on, and then they, like, by the end they were practically giving them away because they had so many left.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Crom says, I want to attend CarverCon, but I don't think it'll happen. Man, yeah, you got to make that happen because that's probably.
We were talking about commuting.
Yeah, that's probably 6 hours from him, I would guess. That, like, you got to make that happen.
He's in Hoboken, so I'm going with Steph, just because we're both vending. I don't know if him or I are driving and how much room there is in the car, but if there's room, you're more than welcome to come. Because we had talked about it. There was somebody else who was talking about wanting to go and needing somebody to go with. Was it Patrick? I don't know. He's not in Jersey though.
Yeah, I believe he is, isn't he? Either that or Pennsylvania.
Yeah. I think like him and Jesse are like on the outskirts of Jersey. It's like that close. I know
Jesse's in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. So
that's an easy town. But I think it's close to Jersey. I mean, I could be wrong.
Zaymont asked what I was dipping my parts in. So I was cleaning them, and I've got in this black thing here is just alcohol, and then this other one is just water. So I was cleaning them with alcohol and then rinsing them with water. And then now I've got to hope that the sun's out, and I'm going to go put these outside and let them finish curing all the way and go from there. So, but essentially I am done. So let me go ahead and big myself, and I'll show, so got these parts cleaned, got the Joker head, all the paint off of that. So that looks pretty good. The Lawrence, just a little bit of shine behind his ear, but most of that uncured resin I think came off, but I'm still going to throw that out in the sun. The Green Arrow, still a little shininess in there. Let me see if I can get some more light over here. So I definitely need to put that back outside. But you know, and then worked on this thing, sanded it down and cleaned it up. So throw these outside, let them cure a little bit longer, and then prime them. And hopefully by next week, I'll be ready to start painting on those things. So, let's go over to Jay. What you got?
Oh, are we done? What time is it?
Yep,
Damn, that was
2
fast.
hours.
Oh wow.
Yep.
All right. So these I just kind of dry brush these in white and then pink. And then they are going to be painted with this paint called Romeo and Juliet. That's Turbodor paint, and it will come out with this sort of purple over the black, and the pink will be pinker, like a metallic. There's a little bit of color shift to those paints. I did some scaphoid stuff. I worked on this and I didn't really get the blending down, but I got the circle in the middle, which is going to be for my partially destroyed Sentinel here.
Nice.
Which is actually an idea that came together by accident, that actually came together better than I thought. I don't know. That seems to be the stuff that I have that I can show off. I'm dry brushing this. This is like a Turbodor paint. That's like has a lot of color shift, and it's like a blue to like a plum, and it's like really, really, really extreme. So to temper it down, I'm doing this very, very light purple that's almost silver. So like you can see here, I don't know, you can see with the lighting, but there's much more of a shift. And this kind of makes it look a little bit more like a normal, whatever. And then I'm working on this head.
Very cool. Before we go to Carlos, just want to pull up a couple things here. Crom says, for me, it's not the trip, it's the hotel. Maybe I can go for the day and drive back, or do like
Dude, that's
a
a
whole
lot.
bunch of other people do and just get a room with like 3 or 4 other guys to where it makes the hotel like super fucking cheap. Or the other option is sleep in the hallway waiting in line so that you're the first one to get in line and you don't need a room. Boom.
Boom.
Fixed. Yep. Boom. Bob's your uncle. And Carlo, see what you got.
So bring a chair to sleep in the hallway, because that's what I've had to sit on the floor for a while in the hallways. But yeah, I did this this head. I got the teeth painted. I did lavender for the tongue. I think it matches the back here pretty good. I'd go darker, maybe in a
Oh,
couple
dope.
spots to match the spine here. But that's just that one, and then
That thing is
basically
gruesome and cool.
the same. Yeah. Tristan says he thought that these teeth would be like individual fingers that he could move, kind of to like gobble up his prey. It's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
And I just did this dragon staff with the same colors, just when I was waiting for this one to dry.
Oh, love that.
Just did that one. So, yeah. So this is staff topper that'll just go on the
Nice.
Legion of Staff. Tristan measured that out and stuff. So I'll probably do his chest like Barrett. I'll probably do a little baby Barry there or whatever on this thing. We haven't actually painted one to actually look like a living creature yet. So maybe I'll go that direction with it
I
eventually.
like that.
Yeah, that's
I'll get
beautiful.
one of those for me if you're gonna have that at CarverCon for sure. I buy
Yeah.
anything as a dragon art, I'll buy.
Yeah, I'll get you back all that stuff that got lost. We just
Oh
haven't
man,
fired
dude,
up
don't
that.
worry about that shit,
No,
man.
no,
That was
no,
too
no,
much
no.
stuff.
We haven't fired up the printer in like forever. So
All right.
once I start printing, we're gonna have so much stuff. So
That,
All right,
that
cool.
reminds me, I was gonna get a dragon tattoo on my penis. So Jay, you gotta keep your promise. You gotta buy it. All right. One last thing. Let me embiggen myself again. Next Friday on Mail Call, Legendary Warrior giveaway. So if you want a chance of Legendary Warrior, as long as you're a channel member, you will be entered into the drawing next Friday on Mail Call, and maybe you'll win. We'll see. So. Also, don't forget, next week we got our 28-hour marathon to end the RPG campaign. It'll start Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern with Offworld. It's going to go through 14 different shows across 28 hours. to close out the RPG. If you haven't already backed it, make sure you do so. If you have already backed it, take a look. Maybe you need to up your pledge a little bit because there's some cool stuff that they've revealed recently. So
I'm waiting for that freaking that lore builder's gotta I need that.
yeah,
Not
it's
the lore
cool.
builder, the lore master.
Yeah, he looks awesome. So
Yeah.
well, Carlo and Jay, thank you for joining. Everybody that is in the chat, thank you for watching.
Wait,
And
can I plug myself? I actually have
oh
something to plug.
yeah, go ahead.
So two things. I have a sale in the Cabal that you can check out. It's like 14 figures there, including some stuff that I made recently. I've never offered for sale before, and is without a doubt the cheapest I'm going to sell any of these because
Customs. We're talking
yeah.
about customs. Okay, cool.
Yeah, customs. Now to be fair, I know that most people are not ready to buy anything this week given the, Kickstarter. So I'll probably repost it in like about a paycheck or two. But that is up. And then actually also will have an episode on Tuesday on New to Mythics. And then if you feel like watching replays of lives, I was also on New to Mythics this morning.
Very
So I
cool.
was busy. Been busy.
All right. Carlo,
all I
you got
got.
anything coming up that you want to promote?
No, we'll just see it at CarverCon.
There you go.
Same.
All right,
Also
folks. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I said also that CarverCon.
Oh yeah, CarverCon for sure. Be there, be square. Well, until next time, folks, keep creating.